Saturn is the most beautiful planet of the solar system. I mean, with its rings, it's really, it shines. It's a jewel of the solar system.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of the Cassini spacecraft on a billion-mile trek to Saturn.
Cassini was a mission to go to the Saturn system and explore the giant planets.
Cassini is the largest and most complex and maybe the most successful mission of deep space and exploration of the solar system ever built. I hope that you will apologize my great emotion. I mean, this is a moment we are sharing the most important mission of the next millennium.
Item 149 and 5150.
Cassini, I think, really changed how we looked at the Saturn system, and some of our ideas were maybe a little too simple. And a good example is the rings.
Although we knew that Titan, Saturn's largest moon, was unique even before the Cassini-Huygens mission arrived there, we actually didn't know all the major discoveries that the mission was going to bring forward.
The mission originally was 4 years long, that prime mission. We added 2 years for an equinox mission, and then 7 more years.
And we can confirm, after Cassini-Huygens has explored it for 13 years, that it's really an exotic world.
You turn your head back and you say, wow, gosh, 20 years passed. Everything, and this was a continuous, I would say a continuous sound in all my life. Cassini was always there.
The people that built Cassini and then wrote the software and flew Cassini, it might be in the thousands. 19 different countries have contributed instruments or science to Cassini.
You're looking up at the night sky and you see Saturn, and you know that the Cassini spacecraft carrying this DVD with your family's signatures on it is orbiting this remote world.
The NASA Space Agency built the Cassini orbiter.
The goal of Huygens was to explore, descend, and land on the surface of Titan.
Huygens antenna is the heart of a communication system.
International collaboration was very key to Cassini when we got to a budget crunch.
We had some moment of tension. I mean, the one, of course, was in 1994 when NASA wanted to cancel the mission.
It was a nightmare because there were already a lot of investment.
In Europe, what we did, we got our Director General of ESA at the time to send a letter to the US Vice President Al Gore. The content of the letter said basically that we have invested so much ourselves in Huygens, our investment would be wasted if you would cancel the mission. And our cooperation on future other projects would also be affected. So please, do not cancel Cassini-Huygens. And eventually, Cassini-Huygens was not canceled.
This mission was very, very challenging from the technological point of view.
The last press conference before the launch, and just prior to the press conference, I hear, hey, there is a big problem with Huygens.
Hope that we don't affect the launch period, but until we get the probe open, I think it would be premature to assume that this is a quick turnaround situation.
Unfortunately, the air conditioning was set up 10 times too high, and it destroyed the foam which was inside Huygens. Huygens had to be removed from Cassini. Huygens had to be opened and cleaned. If it had been planned, it would have taken months, but it was all done within 1 week.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10.
When Cassini-Huygens took off, everyone was very tense.
9, 8.
We're thinking, okay, it's got to work. It's going to work. It's fine. Is it going to work?
4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of the Cassini spacecraft on a billion-mile
All of us got together and we're hugging, and I'm crying. I think it's the only time in my life I cry for my professional life.
The rocket went into this huge cloud. And the cloud brightened up, and you could hear everybody kind of gasp and wonder, did Cassini explode?
T plus 20 seconds.
This is really a moment in the mission that I will remember forever.
Everybody is happy because the mission, the launch was successful, and I think they were happy also because we had a good number of doings.
7 years after that, in 2004, we arrived at Saturn.
The flight team is in place for Saturn orbit insertion, and that is when the spacecraft must be captured by Saturn's gravity, or it will fly right on past the planet, and the mission is over.
The Doppler has flattened out.
But it was worth the wait.
Okay, we have burn complete here.
We will release Huygens probe, and it will fly on its own for about 3 weeks. When it encounters the atmosphere of Titan, it will turn on and begin its descent sequence into Titan.
The hardest part of putting Huygens together was perhaps the fact that we were designing for what was an unknown environment.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Huygens arrival on Saturn's moon Titan. The European probe slammed into the atmosphere of this giant moon earlier today, and the capsule apparently survived the entry.
This morning we had an engineering success, and we can say this afternoon that we have also a scientific success.
What we thought of Titan's surface actually didn't prepare us at all for what we saw.
And when I saw the first image, I thought, God, this is not Titan's surface, that's Mars.
Oh, what are we doing with Mars here? You know, could someone just take this Mars picture off the screen? Because we're waiting for Titan here. And then one of my colleagues said, it's Titan.
Huygens is the first landing on another moon, the most distant landing in the solar system, which is really resembling in many ways to the Earth. So we have seen Earth-like landscapes, Earth-like geology, Earth-like lakes, and this is really one of the most fascinating results of the mission.
Some of the most unexpected findings of Cassini have had to do with this tiny moon Enceladus. Here's this moon we thought should be frozen solid.
And we knew Enceladus before, but we did not realize that it had enough energy in its interior to produce those kind of geysers, which means that there is an ocean, internal ocean, beneath the surface. Since this discovery, we are thinking that Enceladus may be a good place to search for extraterrestrial life. And this was not expected at all before Cassini.
Cassini, I think, really changed how we looked at the Saturn system. The rings are interesting. They're only on average about 30 feet thick, so very thin given how wide and expansive they are. And so the particles are compressed, and so if you're a mountain-sized moon, you're going to stick up to either side of the rings.
We are going to dive into the gap between the rings of Saturn and Saturn's atmosphere, a place no spacecraft's ever gone.
X-band carrier signal detection.
Cassini will never end. 127 flybys of Titan is going to give work to 3 generations of astronomers. So I'm still going to be working on Cassini data until I die.
The Project Science Group meetings were occurring 3 times per year, every year, and you look at your friends that gather together, and you get all together. Someone losing the hairs, someone with white hairs, some lady a little bit less younger than before.
In some cases, our kids have grown up together. We've taken vacations together. So when the mission ends, that breakup of the Cassini family, that will be a hard time and a sad time.
When Cassini will come to an end, I will feel sad but very proud of having been part of such a fantastic mission.
After shaking the hands, after a drink, after saying, wow, we did it, as we said at the launch. We said the same at the end, and the day after, I don't know, maybe I'm going to sit on the seashore and pretending that the wet in my eyes is only some mist from the ocean. I don't know.